Supreme Reality Guide. Why is God so unkind?
It appears like that because those who believe in God, they think God's role only is to protect them, to provide their needs. This is the understanding they have for God. Most people call some supreme power they do not know as God. So, when is God needed? When something is beyond their power, they pray to God, to a supreme power above them. When a prayer is not answered, or when there is suffering in the world, calamities, disasters, and no one comes to save them, some think there is no God, others think God is unkind. A belief that there is a God can be shaken like this. The real answer to this question only mystics can give, who have experienced God and know what God is. If you have experienced God, then you have a very clear answer from your experience. If it is just a belief and a prayer doesn't get answered, or no one protects you against suffering, then you will call God unkind. So then the first thing is, before you self-answer this question, enter a process to experience God. Even if I answer the question from my experience, which I will, it might give you some clarity. But there is no way I can explain it that you will begin thinking that God can never be unkind. Because God is your imagination, God is your belief, God is your thinking. Many have become atheists after being believers for a long time, just because something happened in their life and they saw God as unkind. As a mystic, I have experienced God, and in my entire journey through creation, so far, both good things happened and bad things happened, which is unavoidable. Life is polar. Life will always have ups and downs. Life cannot always be kind to you. How will you learn otherwise? It cannot be day all the time. Night will follow the day. Day will follow the night. It cannot be spring always. Winter will come. The weather will become harsh. So seasons have to change. Circumstances have to change. This is essential for learning through living. Kindness of God should be read not from what is happening. It should be read from how much opportunity God provides for you to learn, for you to become aware. And when you are seeking towards God, to experience God, how kindly, how lovingly God guides you. Sometimes, in my experience, when some lesson could not be learned in life, when the going was good, the lesson became very easy to learn when something painful happened. Eventually, what should decide whether God is kind or unkind should be, did you grow in awareness? If you did not grow in awareness and life was always pleasant to you, and the self did not become wiser and stronger, what use is living? Two experiences opposite to each other become a complete experience. When you have a positive experience in a situation, then a negative experience in a similar situation, and finally in your understanding, you blend both, the understanding becomes complete. Creation came into being for the self to grow toward complete self-awareness. Creation is answering its purpose. Behind creation is God. Within creation is God. So God is all the time serving only one purpose, very kindly, to grow your awareness. Don't judge God from positive and negative happenings, pain and pleasure. This kind of an observation and belief arises from a belief. First, you imagine God as a supreme power whose only need in your life is to protect and provide you. Then, when it doesn't happen, you judge God as unkind. So, I would say go to a mistake, enter a real process to experience God, and answer this question for yourself. Don't read books, don't judge from your mind. Don't judge as long as you haven't experienced God and know what God is. This way, you run the risk of becoming an atheist. Very deep believers of God have become atheists just because something happened in their life and they felt that God was unkind, God didn't come to save them.